This episode brought to you by yeah, I don't know. I forgot to do that part. Fuck it. Brought to you by me. There you go. Deal with that. And okay, now here's the song. I hope I get it. I hope I get it. How many people does he need? How many boys? How many girls? How many? Dear God, I need this job. I hope I get this job. And now, here they are, your invenerable host, Carlos Kareem Wyndham.
Yay!
Yay, yay, yay. So much musicalizing, because I don't know contemporary music. Let's smoke. And that sound is how you know we're really here. That other very, very crackalicious sound you may also hear belongs to our guest today, who I will bring on in a minute. Let's talk about who our guests are about to be as well. I'll give everybody their fair time. Let's see, on Monday, I like saying it like that better than I like saying Monday. And it's not an endorsement of anybody. It's just the way I like to say it. On Monday, it will be Perla Alvarez Lucio who will be here. This is a guest of mine. If you've been hanging out with us under the tree, if you've been looking at what we're doing on the community page, you may or may not be aware that we've been doing a lot of advertising all over the Facebooks about things coming up. Well, we tried to do some advertisements for the forthcoming discussion with Perla, but the whites decided that wasn't a thing that they wanted to advertise. Evidently, the word immigrant and the word census just zucked it all up. So I am telling you again and again and again until we get there, and I will be here with Perla, and we are going to talk about the census, whether or not anybody wants us to, and we're going to talk about why you should fill yours out if you have not, even though it seems scary. Barry. Hey, here's a big fat announcement right to your face. And I'm going to tell you right now who does know the thing I'm about to say. I'm not even going to go there yet. I'm going to go there in a second. I'm going to tell you who knows what I'm about to say. Who knows what I'm about to say are our patrons. And so I'm going to pay tribute to them right now. We're going to get that out of the way so we don't have to deal with any of that shit at the end. And also you have to listen to everything that we do and you can't just escape. Hey, if you want to become a patron and you want to support this and become a patron of the let's say art, why not? Art of Smoke and Mirrors, then you can do that by going to Patreon at Smoke and Mirrors CCB, which is for the comedy, the culture, and the bullshit. Right there, you see our friend Kristen, who was shot in the face for Black Lives, holding one of the cards you could receive, as have Ruthie, Erica, Amber, Aaron, Seth, Lisa, Renice, Michael, Natalie, Juliet, Tarika, and Tracy. And so if you would also like to be a supporter, you can do that. I already said Kristen's name. I know that. That's why I didn't read it. So here's the thing that they know that you don't know is if you become a patron, one of the other things I get to do is to tell you early who the guests are going to be. And today I have my first two-timer. I'm very excited about that. First double hitter. We're going to get into some shit. But coming up next week today, a week from today, we have a guest that if you know me and you've known me in public presentation and know me in my public speakings anytime as of late, and you know me as a podcasting fan, then you know there's a particular podcast, a couple too, that I am really into, and I have fake internet friends at both of them. One of them is Jordan Jesse Go. It's just some cis white guys who kind of know what they are, and they are not awful human beings. It's fun. It's not a lot of value aside from some shits and giggles, but that has value too. The other, though, and more importantly, is this podcast that I've used several times in presentations that I've done. I have made reference to it. I have used it as a source. I know other people have begun to use it as a source. I every time I bring it up, I tell people, listen, you got to become a patron. Because pay black women their money, and these women are bringing you the shit. And that podcast is Tea with Queen and Jay. And my guest on next Thursday is the one, the only Janicia Francis, Jay of Tea with Queen and Jay. We are going to talk all of that womanist, race, nerd, blackety black shit. We are going to talk about living in isolation through COVIDs. We're going to talk about cosplay. We're going to talk about makeup. We're going to talk all the good shit. And this is very exciting. So please be here. Patrons, you been to knowing. Everybody else, you bouts to know. So that's coming up next Thursday. Myself, am a very, very drowsy girl. We'll talk about that in a second. And I'm going to bring my friend forward. If you hear anything that sounds like Mothra is coming to attack me, that is my friend's fan. We will talk about that as well because it's beautiful. But I am a tired today. I am a tired, and I want to tell you that right off the top because I don't want to pretend it's another situation. Sometimes when I'm tired, these conversations go great and even better than expected. Sometimes they go like I was tired and like that. I don't think this is going to go like that because I'm still excited, even though I'm tired. And I'm tired with somebody with whom I've been tired before in the past. The reason I'm tired, though, today in particular, and I do want to make sure you have a warm bevy, and, of course, shout-outs to Bloom Dispensary here in Portland. The reason that I'm tired today is because I made a horrible, horrible mistake last night for which it wasn't a mistake. It was a decision. It was a decision. A mistake is if you did it on accident. I did it quite on purpose. No, I thought I was getting a different thing than I got. And then when I got what I got, I did it anyway. And what I did last night is I challenged myself to a hot wing eating competition featuring this hot Cheeto looking motherfucking thing. And I went ahead and treated myself to 2 of those bad boys at about 6 o'clock after the program yesterday. It burns twice. And the thing is that I knew there was going to be a price to pay. I knew that my asshole was going to not be happy and that I was going to be praying and all of the things. I just figured it would be when I got up. And technically, I guess it was. I just didn't think that when I got up was going to be 2 a.m. Hey! So that stayed the circumstance for about an hour and a half afterward. And left the restroom smelling very much like the box of chicken I had opened earlier in the evening. It was a disaster. That said, I did try to make myself as presentable for you as possible. I took a shower, first of all, so I smell great. I did groom my devil-may-care beard. As we've talked about before, devil has to care quite a bit to get a beard that looks like that. And I, of course, did a little dab of Prep H under each one of my eyes so that the bags are a little bit tighter, though it does make my face smell a little bit like ass cream. And my ass smells a little bit like face cream because I'm just not a monster. I'm just not a monster. So that's a lot of personal information. We're gonna talk some more personal shit, things. Bad choice of words with my first two-timer, my first second hitter here under the philosopher's tree. Please, if you're a friend of mine, you should know who this other friend of mine is. If you don't know who this other friend of mine is, maybe you didn't know me when we did stand up because we did quite a bit of it together, and we'll talk about what that is like now as well. Please welcome here under the philosopher's tree, the one. Oh my God, dear Lord, can you hold your shit together for 1 second while I'm doing an introduction for you? The fuck? This sounds. You know what? Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. Would you please welcome under the philosopher's tree, my friend and yours, the one and only Dahlia Dely Belle. Welcome, Dahlia.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, hon.
We are classy. We are a classy pair.
Oh, classy hijinks all over the place.
I was going to make fun of you and be like, I don't even know why we're friends. And then I had to like cough up a bowl of phlegm in the middle of my own introduction. So
yeah,
that's why we're friends.
As I was trying to make you look like a fucking classy beach at that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when you're over in the corner going, how are you today?
I'm doing well, as long as no one saw the face that went with that sound. All right, good.
Only me.
Good,
well,
good.
I didn't see. No, not true. I did not see your face. I saw the top of your head because you were doubled over. So I did not. Good. I did not see your face. Speaking of which,
you've seen worse.
I have, and that hair. I'm telling you. Listen, you are serving the realness, honey. What is happening? Look at you. Look at you. You look great.
Thank you.
You look great. Am I the only occasion?
Yes, actually.
What? Bullshit.
Yes.
Bullshit. Because you're on Facebook 5 days a week, you fucker. You're lying right now.
No.
You have been serving morning face. You've been serving morning face every day on Facebook. You didn't do it today?
Oh, you didn't see today's episode. That's what you just confessed to.
Oh, I did confess that very much. Look, nigga, I told you that I was busy. I was, in fact... Okay. I think I was back in bed at that point, trying to catch a nap and make up the difference. What were you talking about today?
I only see Thursday's episode of your show, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I'm at work every other day. So, it's still just like stand-up. We don't see each other's shows.
Right. Nice set, I hear. I gotta go. Bye.
But yeah, so today I didn't do makeup. We just talked about, some political shit.
Oh,
and
shit.
Got really real with it.
What the fuck did we say? What did we talk? Who were we talking about? What were we doing?
I was just sitting there drinking coffee, talking my shit.
Okay.
No, I had avoided for the last 3 days the whole attack in downtown Portland that happened Sunday night.
Yeah.
I had done a great job of avoiding it for about 3 days. And anytime someone brought it up, I was like, I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't have an opinion. But I finally caught up with it, and I watched the video, and it's being reported. The reporting is pure propaganda.
So what happened? Talk to me about what happened, because I honestly I did not see. I'm not gonna lie. I was working yesterday, felicitating white folks and those who would like to be felicitated as such through their trials of race, class, and gender for like 5 hours until we were together doing this thing, and then I passed out after, of course, giving myself massive hot diarrhea. So what happened?
Yeah, so the basic rundown, as I can piece it together from the reports, plus the video, is there's full video of what went down. So Sunday night, there was a Black Lives Matter march downtown, as there has been for the last however many days. And
60 about, right? Like, are we
80.
80, are we at 80 days of protest?
85 or 86 now.
Ooh wee. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it going. Put on the gas.
It is the 86th.
Okay.
So Sunday night, there was another demonstration downtown, and several blocks away from that demonstration, a street reporter whose channel on YouTube, if you want to check it out, is called Lives Matter. No first word. Keep that in mind. Lives Matter. So
So
this,
is it a channel I want to check out? Be honest with me.
no,
Okay.
no, you don't want to see this.
Keep it going.
So this street reporter goes several blocks away from the main demonstration and finds this group of about three unmasked people apparently harassing a, a a woman who seems to be without housing. And they eventually steal her backpack and skateboard, and then this random white dude in a white pickup truck comes and tries to break up the fight. They then attack him. He speeds off, crashes into a light post. The reporter goes with them through all of this. He doesn't like get help. He doesn't intervene. He just tags along, strangely and conveniently. And then they pull this white dude out of his truck and they give him a beat down while several masked Black Lives Matter volunteers pull them off and try to intervene and keep the situation under control. That is what took place. What is being reported is that a group of violent Black Lives Matter militants attempted to mug a transgender woman and then pulled a man from his truck and violently beat him in the middle of the street without police protection.
Let's just back that up 1 second, honey. Did you say what was the phrase you used? Violent What are we? What are we?
Exactly. Yeah, violent Black Lives Matter militants. It's just a bunch of words strung together. It means nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, those are like the Jeff Sessions words, right? What did that little elf say we were? Black extremity, black identity extremists.
Yeah.
Right? When we were a threat to when black identity extremism was a threat to the nation. Wow.
Yes. I'm so extremely black. It's deadly.
That's insane. I mean, and of course it fits in with Portland, right? Because this is as a bastion of white supremacy, right? A place where when white folk, right? And of course with the distinction, we're talking about white folk, not white people. White folk dare interrupt white supremacy in action, they are met with swift and ugly violence. And I mean, that's from the police through to what you're talking about, which sounds very similar to what happened on the train.
Yeah, it's all very questionable to me, you know, and what disappoints me the most is that we're seeing local news outlets reporting this false story. And you can watch the video. The video is very prevalent and available online. You can watch it for yourself. And if you know anything about the demonstrations that have been going on for nearly 90 days, you know that these people involved in this mugging gone horribly awry have nothing to do with the movement.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, that's part of the thing, right? And the retreading and the Orwellian rebooting of reality that's trying to happen, right? This whole idea that, I mean, it's amazing to me that folks still are lost in this pattern of not being able to see that if you really want to understand what the tactics are that are going to be used, if they're not already being used against us, you need only listen to what that jizz and hate-filled bag of goo is saying is happening to him or is going to happen to him, right?
That's what's wild.
Yeah.
And that's what blows my mind that people are still able to even buy the propaganda when number 45 is broadcasting
Yeah.
every day on his personal Twitter exactly what the game plan is.
Well, I mean, part of the shit though is that I think these white women in particular, right, are end up falling and tripping into the idea that maybe he's telling the truth. I think it's like the shit, like when kids start getting swept up in the idea of there being a Santa Claus or a Hanukkah Harry or a Kwanzaa Kwame, that before that nigga come in and give you all them presents, and your parents telling you that's never gonna happen, that it doesn't matter, that the whole world is telling you no, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
I saw one of these Fox News hosts the other day was shocked that she had to pull her child out of school. Shocked. I mean, the befuddlement on her face as she was talking to somebody from the CDC for the first time, evidently, that her children's school shut down. It was the thing that was telling to me is that it seemed like, no, oh, you really believed this bullshit. You
Yeah.
really thought it wasn't no Rona for children?
Yeah. Like, how did you miss all the memos?
Not only all the memos, but you hear the memos and then you repeat the bullshit propaganda against the memos,
Yeah.
and then start believing or believed it out the gate. It confuses me. That's the part where I get lost.
It's very odd.
That is
But
fucked up.
that's how we're living these days. So that's
So you
fun.
got up in their ass about it. Anyone have anything to say to you?
No. Fortunately, I seem to curate my Facebook following very well.
Excellent.
Because I was wondering about that. Because you are always getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I have never been put in Facebook jail, not once.
Are
Somehow.
you serious?
Seriously.
Wow.
And I post some fucked up
That's
inflammatory
unbelievable.
thing.
That's unbelievable. That's impressive. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Sorry, I'm looking off to the side. I'm paying very much attention to you. What's happening is Siri thinks somebody calling her out for something, like somebody wants some help. Ain't nobody want you, girl. Out of here. Ugh.
She's like, what do I need to report to the authorities?
Yeah. What did you just say, nigger? Um, one more time, slower and into the mic.
Where are you from? I don't recognize your accent, Negro.
I do not recognize your address. Do you want to give your GPS location? Wild. It is so wild. Yeah, no, I don't. I know that in terms of the output and the amounts of times that I've ended up in Facebook jail, which is a lot of them.
Yeah.
That it's a combination of things, right? I know I have some people who just hate watch my page for reasons. I am not a favorite of the men's, and in particular of the cis men's and the straight men's. Though I didn't know they made those anymore, but they don't like it, and I know that I've been occasionally under what was very clearly political surveillance. That I'm just like, well, okay, I
I guess what you
guess.
keep in mind is that you're actually famous.
Okay. All right, let's go with that. Let's go with that. If this is what that is, then something is amiss because it doesn't come with any of the good trappings at all.
Oh no, that's because fame is garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is what fame looks like now.
Ugh, Jesus
Isn't it
Christ.
horrible? I was discussing this with my coworkers at my retail job today. And like, yeah, fame, it's not real.
It's all.
No.
At all. I mean, I think that was the thing about when the Rona happened and like the velvet ropes all came down, right? And it was like, oh shit, let's all go. We can all do this now. It's fine. It's same quality that you got, motherfucker. Now it's actually like,
Also
what are we
now, like,
presenting?
seeing interviews with like rich and famous people in their shitty apartments.
Right? Right? In their one bedroom because
Oh,
it's in Manhattan because I live right over 30 Rock, so it's cool. How cool is it now?
I'm like, did a cockroach just walk past this nigga's wall? Yes.
Right.
It's, yeah, it's not
Right.
pretty.
It is not pretty.
Also, do
Speak.
you have a
Go ahead.
banjo in the back?
A banjo. Where do you think a banjo's at? Which
This
side?
thing
Up over
to the
here?
globe? Yeah.
No,
Well,
next
you're
to the
blocking
globe.
now.
Oh no, no, no. That's my friend. Hold on. That's my friend. Yeah. This is just
Uh,
to chase off the white people.
oh, nice,
That's
nice. That's more
yeah.
important than a banjo.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's for
I love banjos as
no,
well.
no, no. Listen, both of us from Africa. The Papa Getty just
Exactly.
up in his police letting people know what's what. You know what I'm saying? Papa Getty letting people know what's what.
And what's the horn?
The
Yeah,
horn
sorry.
thing?
Yeah.
The horn situation is because your girl is in love with post-colonial style, and that's a candle holder. Uh, we all have contradictions. Fuck you. What? 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 Are you speaking something other than English right now? What's happening?
Whatever. I had no choice.
You had no. Well. Maybe neither did I. I happen to know that I have ancestry
You
of
decorate your
Scottish.
own.
Listen, no, 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 no.
No one decorated that but you.
I have a Scottish great great grandfather who was the patron of the village in Nuevo Mexico, in Las Vegas, Nuevo Mexico, where my grandmother was born as the product of rape. So it may very well be that I do not have a choice because if somehow trauma is meant to live in our DNA, then I think the aesthetic of those who may have created that trauma must also live in our DNA, whether we like it to or not.
Wow, you do have white ancestry because that was some tortured logic, but you're owning it like it made some sense.
Oh, God! Tortured it like a slave, nigga. Come on! Come on! Oh, my God. It's so good to see you.
I love you.
I love you. Listen, I saw you posted the other day a thing that I want to ask you about
Post a
because
lot.
no way, yeah, it's a particular thing. It's a particular thing. You, our friend Coordinate,
Yeah.
myself are. I'm going to say, as far as I'm aware, the only three voices that I heard within our respective community, whatever that happens to be, and respective communities, because I will say each of the three of us belong to very, very different ones as well.
True.
The only piece of public support or broadcasting or elevating of what I had seen done by Katt Williams recently
Yes.
in their YouTube special. What?
I'm not sure.
Speak to it. What was it about that spoke to you?
Everything
That
about it.
speaks to you.
Uh, the realness of it. And it's just very classic Katt Williams, but also seeing him apparently sober, which is new. So that was solid.
Did look
But,
sober and healthy. Little weight on him.
but, and that's what I love about Katt and what spoke to me. And I feel like my brand relies on this too. He makes no bullshit apologies for his behavior. He's not trying to make himself into a saint. He's like, listen, I'm a hot mess. And even I can tell you, these are the facts.
Right.
And facts are facts, no matter where they come from, no matter who gives them to you. There are certain things we should all be able to basically agree on.
Yeah.
And yeah. So he just breaks that down in a very honest and sort of naked way that I think only Katt Williams could really give that weight to.
Mm-hmm. What was the distinction for you between what Katt did in his 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes,
Hmm.
and what Chappelle had done in his 12 minutes, 17 minutes, something like that?
eight, 8.5
Well,
or
that was
something.
I know that was the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Specifically because of the event, but I don't, or the murder, the event, the murder. Um, I don't remember the length of the actual set, but it was short. It was also short. It was
Yeah.
like 12 minutes, something like that, right?
Yeah. 12 minutes too long.
Oh.
Uh,
Ra ra! Shots fired.
I think the difference is that, as is almost always the case, Katt Williams was, doing his cat thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And must have turned on the news one morning, between tokes, and was like, "Oh, this is some bullshit. I need to actually say something about this because it
Mm-hmm.
matters," and just spoke very honestly and sincerely. You know, Whereas Dave Chappelle, I feel, was like, "Ooh, I can make this about me too,"
Mm.
and got
Mm-hmm.
good and drunk, did a shitty ass set, and then pasted on meaning after the fact, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think set is generous.
Yeah.
Um, you know, for what Chappelle did. I think that there was something very honest in terms of how raw emotionally he was. But that said, it was very, very messy. It was not cohesive set at all.
Here's my other thing. Here's the other contrast I will make
Mm-hmm.
between Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams. And I think it's a very important distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle actually has an ongoing history of getting too drunk to effectively deliver the jokes he's supposed to do, right? Katt Williams has been successfully telling jokes on crack for over 20 years. So fuck Dave Chappelle. He's not a good comic. If you can't tell your jokes on
Yeah.
crack, don't bother.
At least on your drug of choice. At least
Yeah,
on your
exactly.
drug of choice. Yeah, no, I mean it is true. I think that one of the honesties that's offered in terms of what Katt brings, in terms of the messiness, right? Like it's real, and even within the special, even within the critiques that I've heard around, well, what about the contradiction of Katt having been all over video and all over hip hop video, or whatever, in a fist fight with a 15-year-old and this and this? I Within the 12 minutes or 6 minutes, whatever 6 minutes it was, Katt said there are things that I'm very clear on because of my experience with law enforcement right now,
Yes.
allegedly. So it wasn't like from a place of like, this is a theory. I'm telling you what I know about police. I'm telling
Yeah,
you about this country, right? Yeah, it was an
exactly.
interesting. It was an interesting set. The one thing that I do wonder about though is what did inspire it, because if you look back at it, and I don't know if you had a second time, it's actually a commercial for
Mm, yeah.
Supreme clothing. I missed, and I didn't know. Was he wearing Supreme, whatever that is? Was he wearing that?
I don't know. I didn't know what Supreme was. I still don't know what Supreme is. Also, why do you want a crackhead as your spokesperson? But
Many questions.
at the same time,
Many
money,
questions.
money
Allegedly.
comes, money comes from many places.
Right.
So if Supreme was willing to throw some money behind Katt Williams saying some really real shit, dope.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure they did it to sell a pair of pants or whatever it is they make. And I'm not going to buy it because I'm a cheap bitch. But, you know, I don't care. They still put the money behind a message that needed to be delivered in a way that only could, and I'm glad that happened.
Yeah. No, and it felt honest. It did feel honest.
Yeah.
One of the folks who's here with us under the tree right now, our folks Ron says that indeed that suit he was wearing is Supreme product, evidently. So there was a bit of
All right,
product
I'm
placement,
never buying anything by Supreme. That
right? I don't know if that's what if how is that what it
that's not the look I'm trying to present in life.
listen, if the market is 5'2" people, then it's a look. There's choices. There's choices. You can wear. Listen, Prince was 5'2". Listen, we all can make choices. You could put it in heels, right? You could put it in a big giant suit. You could pull a Kevin Hart and put muscles all over it and try and make it look big. There's little man choices. He makes his little man choices. Maybe it's little man suits.
Yeah. I miss you so much.
I wonder if Supreme Supreme like the opposite of a big and tall store. Stop it. Stop it. It's not either. It's not either.
The
It's a
small and irate.
It is not. It's a children's store. Is what it is. It's damn it.
Children's clothing store for children with oppositional personality disorder.
Right. I
Yeah.
think we just ruined the chances of ever opening for Katt Williams. I've seen him on different radio interviews. He gets very sensitive. Gets
I don't
very
want to
sensitive.
open for Katt Williams.
Huh? I do? Shit.
No, that fool can't do accounting.
Huh? You
I have
can't do
friends
counting?
Yeah, I've had friends who've opened for Katt Williams. He has
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm
Enough
not
said.
hating. It's not hating.
No. Enough said. Enough said. Hey, listen, we all have a life.
Yeah.
And enough said. And to
So
be
I'm lying.
clear,
I open for far worse for free. I will absolutely open for Katt Williams.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Note to one of the folks who's here with us, regular Kelly. Hunty, nobody was hating on 5'2" people. I said it's choices. I said that suit is clearly aimed toward an audience. That's all. I also said Prince made choices as
Two pimps. 5'2"
Right.
crackhead pimps.
Gotta have a certain amount of pounds to get away with the whole look and make those two choices. And you know, even as a tall medium, I choose to wear heels myself. So no hating.
I do it all the time.
Listen, no
Actually,
hating.
I've been wearing flats since quarantine.
Have you?
Yeah.
I got shorts on right now. I don't know if you saw one went over there. I got shorts on right now. I can't
I'm
even
wearing
deal.
Crocs. I've worn Crocs every day since the
All right,
pandemic.
all right. If we're doing that, I'm wearing Uggs.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
wearing Uggs, nigga. I got flip flops on.
This is us. This is who we are now.
It's no good. Speaking of who you are now, who are you now? Are you a stand-up now? What do you think? What does it mean, creator?
I, I'm an orator now. You know,
Ooh,
I don't know that stand up is coming back. To be quite honest,
I've heard
think
other people say that. You don't think so? How come? How
think
you don't think so?
stand-up- I think stand up was a solid medium in the 20th century, but I think now the culture, we're learning to be isolated. We have the technology to be fully isolated, and what we find entertaining is just each other's lives. We just consume existence from afar now, and whoever is best at living a life that we feel is worth paying to watch is famous and successful now. This is our new reality. Plus, there's a good chance we'll be post rent soon because fuck it, why not? Uh,
Right.
so
French
yeah,
Revolution is coming.
exactly. It's gonna be a weird ride, at least for the next decade.
Yeah, I don't know if people. I mean, it's again for me. It's like one more, notch in the belt of advocacy for the arts. I'm like, obviously, some of y'all have never seen La Boheme, and it really, really is showing right now
Yeah,
because I don't think people are prepared for what's about to happen.
no,
And even you noobs, you could have seen Rent. They even
yeah,
made a bad film version. That one too. That's what we're facing. That's what we're facing.
yeah. There's no turning back.
There's no day like
Yeah,
today. What?
yeah.
Stop it.
You don't get to undo the last 3.5 years. That
Oh, I don't think so. No, I
we're
don't
in
think
it to win
so.
it now.
Right, right. So how are you feeling about that? Where are you? Where are you with the shits? You know what the shits is. Where are you with the shits?
I realized about 2 days ago that my partner and we've become crazy cat ladies. Um,
All right.
yeah, genuine crazy cat
How
ladies.
many cats?
We have one cat.
Okay,
Being
that's
a
not
crazy cat
crazy
lady
yet.
is not about numbers.
Oh,
Being
okay.
being a crazy cat lady is about prepping for the coming apocalypse
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then deciding that you can't flee because your cat gets nauseous in cars. So we don't want to hurt the cat's feelings and we can't just leave her behind because that would be rude. So we're all just going to have to stay here and die
Mm.
for the cat. That's a crazy cat lady.
Yeah. Yes. New definition and true choice. Um, you, you know what? You can leave the cat with me. You can, and I'm gonna take care of it.
No, you're going to kill my cat.
Mm-mm. 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 I'm gonna take care of the cat. Me and the cat are gonna become friends, and
Uh-huh.
you get to live. And if the cat gets on the roof by itself, if the
I am not
cat's
entrusting you with our cat.
listen, I've had if grandma ends up on the roof.
Here's the thing. Here's the
Mm,
thing, love. You also have to keep in mind that Moosh isn't just a cat. Moosh is also Daddy's familiar
okay,
and
well then that's a wrap then.
co-owner of my soul.
Yeah, no, that's a wrap then. I had a familiar decades ago named Pie Wacket, and we traveled together for 16 years
See?
ish. Yeah. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
there was
that's how
no there
Moosh
was no
is.
separating. Okay. Yeah, no, eventually she just walked off. She just went out one day and it
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for Moosh to just tell us to run. Like, I'm waiting for her cue. Like, she's gonna just grab the
Right.
car keys at some point and be like, hey, bitches, we need to go. And
Yeah.
then that will be the time.
Oh, she'll just go. She'll just go. I mean,
That's
I love
she's
I
just gonna
love
steal
cats.
my car.
Yeah, no, they're familiars, but they are assholes. They like that's the thing. It's like they're telling you their entire lives. They're like, look at my asshole. This is what you can see. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, she'll probably just go off to the cat realm. She's like, "Fuck y'all, I'm going to the heaviside layer."
Exactly,
Just yeah,
exactly. Looking for her under couches and beds and what have you,
yeah. Doesn't even have a
and then
song
go,
during.
and then go. Yeah, no, it's so. What are you at all invested in the pomps and the circumstances and the shenanigans of the Dems and their bullshits, or what are you doing with
Oh,
any of that?
you mean am I watching the
Any
Democratic
are
show?
are you watching their shit show? Are you watching their Zoom channel? Are
I
you
don't
are
need
you
to watch
gonna
that
vote
bullshit.
vote?
I don't need to
Yeah,
watch that bullshit. Obviously, I'm gonna check the box that says, I tried to participate in a failed democracy, which
Okay.
honestly, it's not even a failed democracy. It's a perfectly functioning democracy. It's that the average American is a fucking idiot. That's the.
Mm.
It's working just fine. It's just. Have you watched television recently?
Mm-mm. No, I look at the news and I hear the dumb shit, but in terms
Yeah,
of like actually watching it in any real time,
yeah, yeah.
no.
The average American is on some bullshit. So, I'm gonna participate. I'm gonna say I try to stop you from self-destructing
Yeah.
one last time. I gave it one last shot,
Yeah.
and now I got to sharpen my machetes.
Listen, black women been at it for the longest. Y'all don't know nobody's shit. As far as I'm concerned, I'm like, show up with the machete and at the poll. Show up with the
Yeah,
machete and the ballot, because I don't know if that separation of the ballot of the bullet, right, makes any sense. Uncle James told us what it was going to be, and this is the next time. This is the next time.
well, I said to Courtenay, because Courtenay is not about voting at all.
No, coordinating with the shit.
She's already she's good, and I respect that. And I said on one of her posts, I noted when it comes to the ballot or the bullet, only the ballot is optional. So, it is what it is. I'm going to go through the symbolic dance. And then when it inevitably fails, I'm going to resign to the revolution I knew was coming.
Right. Right. Well, and Octavia knew, and like it's been known, it's been told.
Yeah,
Orwell described this moment,
yeah.
and described it immediately after living through a moment very much like it.
You see,
Uh,
what's silly to me is that people talk about these futuristic novels and whatnot. 1984 was spot on, and I think it was on schedule, actually.
yeah. Yeah.
We've been under surveillance my entire life, certainly.
Yeah.
We've just been faking it up till now.
Yeah, no, and it's different. It's different, and it's different levels, right? I mean, it goes back to part of what you had said, part of what also Kelly had said earlier, that like, she had alluded to the idea that she will almost quote me verbatim, and not get any kind of block, not get any kind of harassment from Facebook's whatever, to know you and know who the fuck you are. And here's some idea that there's never been a time that you've been in Facebook jail, but I was out there, for 120 days last year. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't. It might be selective. It might be
right,
selective. It might not just
right.
be a what do they call it? Community love policy, whatever the fuck they
Yeah,
call it,
right. Yeah,
Orwellian
I don't buy
bullshit.
it. There's something you've done something.
Oh, I've done some shits. I've done some shits. I put my foot in their ass when I can. I'm a pushing an old now. So, as I was told that when you get old, you mellow, and it all just kind of that I was going to see it a different way, and I was going to become conservative as I aged.
But you know what upsets me? I feel mildly offended. I think it's erasure of black trans women that I haven't been kicked off of any social media platforms. Because I have said some wild shit. So for
You
me,
say wild shit on the regular.
yes.
There's no
Wait,
way. There's no way all that butthole talk is part of community standards.
thank you.
That's impossible.
Yeah. I I literally tweeted to the president about assassinating the president.
Eesh.
No one said anything.
Allegedly, allegedly,
Allegedly,
allegedly,
allegedly,
allegedly.
allegedly, allegedly.
If so, it was
Rumor
satire.
has
And if so, it was
exactly,
satire.
Of course,
Just to
because
be
I'm a
clear.
comedian. I don't. Yes, thank you, thank you. I'm a comedian, and I have freedom of speech. It's creative. Blah blah blah.
It's a satire. Satires.
Although also,
Uh,
one of my favorite social media platforms, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to call attention to my friends and colleagues,
don't do.
uh, seems to have abandoned all censorship, and I love that.
Nice.
Yes, the amount of professional quality dick pics that I can see during my lunch break,
I was gonna ask,
marvelous.
can you see feet on it? Because there's
Yes,
as
yeah.
we've learned, there's whole
Yes, I know
sites that
it's
will
not Twitch. It's not
whole
Twitch.
sites that will not let you show a foot,
Yeah.
which I'm like, I mean, I know I understand technically what people are talking about, but I just don't
Twitch
see
is
it. I
Twitch is
just
like
don't
the
see it.
Seattle of social media. It's
Oh, yay! Pacific Northwest specific references. Deal with it, motherfuckers. Oh
yeah.
my god. Well, so on the deep depths, how have you been coping? I'm asking this are you coping? I'm asking from the place of like I literally yesterday uh, in therapies
Hmm.
found that even the things about which I feel great and the things which bring me joy, this, for
Hmm.
instance, that even thinking about it too deeply, both where it came from and the fact that there is any use for it in anyone's life, shatter me to the core, and that when I haven't the regularity in terms of the clockwork of showing up for folks with folks, for myself with folks. If I miss days, if something's off or whatever, like it will throw my world off. Like like I'm done. I'm out of sorts. I don't know what's going on anymore. And in those moments, it gets a familiar and uncomfortable kind of dark at times.
Yeah.
And even having that touchstone of seeing my therapist physically was just physically seeing my therapist on this exact same screen that I'm looking at right now was a moment that let me allowed me to get in touch with those feelings in the contained and safe space that it needed to be.
Hmm.
And we had missed a couple of weeks, which is why I really, really, really needed it and didn't even know how badly until the tears really, really, really started flooding down. So I'm losing my shit is what
Hmm.
I'm coming to. How you doing?
I am a hot fucking mess.
Okay. How's
Yeah,
how's
yeah.
that
I
manifesting? How you feeling? What's that
uh
looking like?
yeah, I have been an absolute train wreck. I fortunately I saw the signs because I've
Yeah.
been dealing with being zany my whole life. So I recognized the signs like towards the
And by
beginning of
zany, what is your zany? You deal with the presh, the depresh. I have the
major
depresh.
yeah, major depressive disorder
Okay.
and complex post traumatic stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got those ones. What?
Also known also known as I'm a black trans woman. That's all that
Yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yours are
Yeah. It's the same
yours have a
diagnosis.
very different flavor though. It's a very
Yeah.
specific flavor.
Yeah. So
Okay.
definitely big on the whole dying thing. I'm a
Mm,
big fan of that.
mm,
Um, but no, so real quick, I knew that I needed to get on back on the mood stabilizers. So I have gone without pharmaceuticals for about 5 years.
And was that
Um,
with intention?
yes, I
Okay.
don't like being dependent on pharmaceuticals in general, um, which is funny, I know, because I'm on hormones, but fuck you. But yeah, and also, I'm one of those people who gets in their head about, is this robbing me of my creativity? And I also had a lot of really shitty friends when I first stopped taking mood stabilizers. So they were like, "Oh, you're just not as creative and emotional and as big as you are when you're unmedicated. You should stop doing that thing that stops you from killing yourself." So
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm, girl. No, girl. No,
yeah.
girl. Fuck
So
them. Fuck
yeah,
them.
that I don't talk to those people anymore for a
Good.
reason.
Good. Good.
And
Don't tell me
fortunately
who
now,
they are. Don't tell me who they are.
so now I'm with Daddy, and obviously Daddy was like, "Bitch, you need drugs. You need drugs now." Uh, and obviously Daddy has been great at keeping me going and keeping me together. You
Thank
know,
God for Daddy. Thank God for
yeah,
Daddy. Knowing Daddy and having met Daddy and seeing you two together. I mean, for real, for real.
yeah,
Having that
yeah.
kind of support is even if it's even if it is one person. I mean,
It makes a world of difference. I can't imagine people doing it without someone like Cole in their life. It
yeah,
seems dreadful.
yeah.
Sorry, not to like rub it in, but
No, no,
yeah,
no, no. I mean, and whether or not it's in a partnership that's of a romantic nature, whatever. I mean, I
yeah,
think knowing,
whoever it is,
yeah, that you've got a stable person,
someone you
even
reach out to.
absolutely, absolutely, somebody who can be a buoy for you, even when you're frightened to reach out, right?
And thank you for accepting my early morning spiral this past weekend.
You know,
A
you
lot.
know it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I certainly wasn't going to bring it up, but I mean that's part of the thing about being in a community and being in a community of friends, and in particular being in a community of support for one another in queer community, but most especially even within queer community and within the privileges unearned and undeserved that I hold within the community,
Hmm.
given, and I keep repeating this phrase and I'm going to keep repeating it, the meat puppet within which I am trapped,
Hmm.
that it is my responsibility in terms of earning my own humanity, right, to support the people who I care about, but in looking at the analysis of how to distribute that kind of support, it matters deeply as well, right? Because all of us are on limited time. All of us have a limited amount
Yeah.
that we can do right now. But if we're not looking at who we're supporting through this lens of intersectionality and really looking at who are the most impacted people in our lives, in our communities, in the world, and understanding for those of us who are privileged enough to be allowed into and part of trans communities who are in cis presenting bodies
Yeah.
to use the privileges that we have from wherever we stand along the spectrum of queer or straight or I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There are people under attack right now, and if we're not here, what are we doing? Then what are we doing? What are we doing with our lives, right? And we have
Yeah.
to be here for one another, and regardless of
Oh,
identity,
absolutely.
it comes 100% from a place of love, and this,
And
and
honestly, I think that is, and I just realized this from what you were saying. I think that is one privilege of being in queer community that gets overlooked, especially by those outside of the community. Um, just knowing my own family, I think for the straights, people like, why do these seemingly straight people want to be included with the queers?
Mm.
And I think it's because so many people, you get caught up in trying to look like you have your shit together. And it's terrifying. And we're
Yeah.
all confused. None of us know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
But when you're obviously visibly queer, you can't deny it. There's no point in me being like, oh no, I got my shit together.
Right.
I could die at any moment. I
Right.
know this. No one lets me forget that. Um, so I have a certain freedom, to be a hot mess and let people know what I'm going through. And my community are like, yeah, I'm going through the same terrible shit.
Yeah.
My community is like, yeah, my parents just kicked me out of the house. Yeah, my job just fired me after 25 years of continuous service because I showed up in a skirt. You
Mm.
know, so of course more people want that sort of community. It's not an oppression Olympics. It's a we're all traumatized from the moment we're born. Let's support each other through this. Because
Yeah.
what the fuck else are we doing? Why? What's the point? And
Yeah.
I think, being in quarantine or being unemployed, being evicted, all this other shit that's going on right now, I think it's harder for us to be in denial. It's hard to pretend that our old ambitions actually meant anything.
Yeah. No, it's a different world, right? I mean, being able to talk about this openly with you, and again, right? God bless you for framing anything the I do as being fame worthy, in this very public private way. To be able to talk about these things for me is an opportunity to continue to do what felt so freeing and so audacious and so brave about stand up, right? About figuring out, well, how do I tell my truth and make it as not just funny, because you can be funny and not be able to do the work, right? Like, how do I
Yeah.
actually create a solid 5 minutes? How do I
Hmm.
build that into a solid 15? Do you have 30 in you, right? To look at the exploration of that and come from that place of the art. For me, one of the things that gets back to what I was talking, what I asked you about before, the idea of what Katt did in that presentation that for me felt very sacred, is that it felt that even with the coming out, with the audacious, who's that boy child with that hair? What is that? That boy child rat, that white black boy, what's his name's? Nine
I
nine,
don't.
text nine
Yes.
nine, set text nine nines. So when he came out with the text nine nine's hair and the rainbow hair, right?
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Why? What was that?
Here's my thing. I give a fuck why. It was dope. Just do you, nigga. To me, that was the hardest fucking move. When they
What?
pulled that shit off, and when it wasn't a perm and it was a Tech Nine, and it was sewn in,
That was a choice.
honey, them lace fronts
Shit
was
took time. That shit took time.
I'm. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a
He thought
12-hour
that
job.
through.
Oh, that was a long plan. That was a long plan, right? And to do so, to co-opt that and to decide, okay, I'm gonna give you the pimp version. And I'm gonna do that for the purpose of talking about the subversion of the expectation of what you think it is that I'm presenting to you, right? To do that way And to say out loud, yeah, walking out here to silence, that is my fucking nightmare. Right?
True.
And then still just do it. Just do it. Right? I've gotten very used to doing it to crickets and doing this to my computer
Yeah,
for
you're
a
amazing.
very long time every day. This is a thing. But for him to do that, it for me showed the dedication to the spirit of the sacred clown. Right?
Yeah.
My job is to be here to disrupt what you think is normal or to illustrate and illuminate what you were taking for granted as the truth and what is false about it. And that I really appreciated because, yeah, it was distinct in the same way that the work that Pryor did, right? That the same work that Lenny Bruce did, the same work that there are contemporaries whose names I'm forgetting. Guy something who is hilarious. He
See,
is.
I don't want to name any
the
of them
queen.
because they're all horrible people.
They're all horrible people. Stop. Why? Go to it. Say
What, were
it.
you going to go with Paul Mooney?
No, I was not. No, I was not going to go
I mean, why not? We already went with Richard Pryor.
Paul Mooney. Well, if we're going with Katt Williams, I mean, these are complicated people. I think that was the point for me.
Here's the thing.
Talk to
Here's
it.
the
Talk
thing.
to it. Bring it.
Here's the thing with Katt.
Scold
And this pisses me off living in Portland because people will fold themselves over all sorts of ways to make excuses for white artists' shitty behavior.
me.
Katt, what has Katt actually done?
Disrespecting black women is the one thing I've seen him do is that I don't dig.
Yeah.
And when he does, while the insults are too universally misogynistic, they are still very specific to the person to whom or about whom he is speaking.
Yes.
I will say that. That is the thing I can think of.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all.
Which in comedy, what is that really?
Yeah.
Which in comedy and in the circles of the people that we're talking about, what is that really?
Exactly.
I think that's fair.
A celebrity with that many years, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got knocked out by a 15-year-old. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a thing you want on your track record, but it is a mess. It is a mess.
Yeah.
It is a mess.
Like he does crack, gets assaulted a lot. That's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's fine. I respect Katt.
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, and the trashiness of celebrity and celebrity in general is
I'm not gonna let him help me.
is real.
He's gonna steal my shit, but
Wow. I did not say that, and I would love to open for you at some point. Give me a call. I don't know what she's talking about. I've never heard a thing.
I love you, Katt.
Never heard a thing. I've
Katt,
never heard.
Katt knows I love him.
I've never heard that Ellen is a monster. Never. This is all a surprise to me. This is all news to me.
For example, speaking of monsters that white people will fold themselves over.
Woo! I
To
mean,
make
yeah. The thing that really killed me about Chappelle is the one thing that I know that was not going to happen on Katt Williams' watch most recently, right? And a whole group of motherfuckers came out to do it. This reintroduction of Louis C.K. to the scene.
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
On that stage.
I thought you were cool, but fuck you.
No.
And fuck you. Like, just like, oh, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? We're not doing funny for funny's sake anymore.
When else would you do that? When would any other situation in high school, if one of your friends jerked off in a plant in front of one of your other friends, that would no longer be your friend. You never talk to that nigga again.
Or multiples of your friends, and you
Yeah,
knew
you clown
which
him. You
ones,
clown him.
right?
You clown him. And when you find out he did it to more than one of your friends, you beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And
You
then showed
beg
up
from
to
that fool.
introduce him. Like, ugh.
Yeah, you don't give him more money. Fuck out of here.
Ever. No, that shit to me is ridiculous. And the thing is, on top of it, right, it gets to a place of like beyond celebrity. Now we're talking about just, what really is going to bring forth, I think, if there is going to be this forthcoming civil war, which I don't think has the benefit of having any borders or distance to it, which is one of class, because that's some rich nigga shit. That's just rich people
Yeah.
protecting rich people because they rich.
Yeah.
Like, why you giving this nigga more money? Like, he made a whole career off of figuring out how he could call people some niggas and some faggots, and then he's got who knows how many multi-millions of dollars from all of those deals that he had.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take the money back. He's fine.
Yeah.
Why you got to
He's
bring him
one
back?
of the three wealthiest comedians.
Why you got to bring him back?
Yeah.
Why you got to bring him back? I have the same question, and I'll be dead ass about people who are going to bring back some molesters and some rapists and some whoever else on the political scene, whether it be nationally, whether it be locally. I don't give a shit what your street cred was, is, you thought it was, what you heard it was. Why are you bringing these people back? Why are you bringing these people
Why do I gotta
back?
keep looking at Joe Biden's ugly face? Why? Why do I gotta keep looking at it?
Why?
I don't
Why Sam Adams got to be
I
on the
mean,
why
every-
Sam Adams got to be on the scene in Portland? Why is Sam Adams' name even got to be in my fucking mouth because you brought this motherfucker back out for some kind of reunification in the Portland politics?
Yeah,
Why
leave
that
him
even
under
got to be a
that.
discussion?
Leave him under that rock.
It was fine. We were fine. We were fine.
Yeah.
Well, girl, you fine. Shit.
Yeah.
Looking all cute and shit.
You too.
Oh, thank you. Any other bullshit you want to talk before we get out of here? We probably been here. How long have we been here? Oh, we've been here a minute. Any other bullshit you want to talk?
I'm high.
Me too. I'm good.
I'm so
like I
high.
said, mama tired,
That's how
so
I'm coping, baby.
I know what's
That's how
happening
I'm
after
coping.
this. It's nap time. All right, baby.
All right. Bye.
Oh no, your sound disappeared. Where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, you're right there. Okay. Oh, you was just posing. Shit. Do
Yeah.
it again. Hold on. I'm gonna give you solo camera. Hit it.
Bye.
Oh, so beautiful. One more time, please, for Dahlia Dely Belle. I'm flashing through all these screens because I forgot what I was doing. Because as Dahlia and I both just agreed, I'm high. So I think that means we did what we came here to do. Hey, this has been another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Do you have a question? Do you have a comment? Do you have a thought about who should be on the show or what we should be talking about when they're here? Well, then the way to let me know about that and the way to let Tracy know about that is to give us a little message at smokeandmirrorsccb@gmail.com. It is through the suggestions of viewers and listeners that we are going to be joined on next Thursday, a week from today, by the one and only Janicia Francis of the Tea with Queen and Jay podcast. You don't want to miss that. Do be here for that. Also, if you want to see my goofy face, go ahead and find me at IG at El Caballo Negrito. If you want to read the words without the sound, Twitter at Caballo Negrito. If you do not want to make a firm commitment to what happens, but you still want to share, there's two ways to do that. One, get under the giving tree and make sure that you're just passing it around. Just pass the J. Just share this on your page. Share it to a friend. Hey, share it to somebody who you think needs to hear any of the filth that we just spoke. And the other thing you could do, if you want to, you could put 5 on it, which you could do at Venmo at Carlos Wyndham. Dash Wyndham. At Cash App at $CK Wyndham, at PayPal /, I almost said backslash, but I've been corrected, and I know which way it leans now. /me.ck Wyndham. This has been an event produced and hosted by myself, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. This has been produced by Tracy Tatamy. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of each other. If you have a therapist you're supposed to be talking to, if you have some meds you're supposed to be taking, you know what you need to do? Fucking do it. Fucking do it. You know you're supposed to do it. Come on. Come on. You know what you're supposed to do. We need you here. We need you here. All right? So go to your therapist, take your meds, and wash your hands and stay inside. And if you do go outside, please wear a mask. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I will be back next week. I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm going to be with my child because that's an important thing to be. I love you very much, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.